So if my opponent goes boss, he's not using Marnie. If he uses Marnie, I have a chance to redraw the boss, but worst case scenario is getting Marnie, that's for sure. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Are you looking for sealed product and singles? You can find it all on Channel Fireball. Please use my Tailmon affiliate code when checking out to help support my content. Looking for PTGO codes? Poton Store has all the latest sets and promos, instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tailmon code when checking out for 5% off. If you're from Europe, Millipots Gaming has a wide array of sealed products, singles, and more. You can use Tailmon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. Want to show off your love for Tablemon? Check out my 2021 merch. These new hoodies and shirts are available on Amazon. Click on the link in the description to get yours. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here at Tailmon channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're gonna continue to explore some of the Bronzong decks that have been doing well. This one is by Pablo Real from Spain, who also played in the Sunday Open. I believe got either top 8 or top 16. And yeah, pretty interesting Corviknight Bronzong deck. We have Corviknight VMAX with the Lustrous Body ability, preventing all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's abilities done to his Pokemon. So things like Zigzagoon, Giratina don't affect Corviknight. And we have Bronzong with the Metal Transfer ability to transfer energy, right? Metal transfer, Metal Energy transfer from one Pokemon to another, and that allows us to heal with Cheryl, but more importantly, go back and forth between the Corviknight VMAX and potentially Station, or even utilizing the GX attack Full Metal Wall GX to discard energies and further reduce the damage that our metal Pokemon will be taking. Now, this list plays Eldegoss, Cricketune, and Crobat for support, along with a Mew to protect the bench, and it only plays 2 Metal Saucers. That I found really strange, but it is what it is. It does play Power Plant, so that helps in preventing opponent's GX abilities, and that is why there's no Dedenne in the list. We have Metal Goggles as well to further reduce the damage. We have Marnie's and Stamp to attack the hand. We have Switches and Escape Ropes and Air Balloon for retreating purposes, and Crushing Hammers to continue to disrupt our opponent. Cutting Energy eliminates the weakness that we might have, and so let's jump into a ladder and give Corviknight VMAX another shot right here. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so we do win the coin flip, so I believe you would like to go first with this deck. The one thing I'm not particularly fond of with this is, like, with only 2 Metal Saucers and a very low basic energy count, your chance of getting an Intrepid sort of are very low overall, and that does mean that you're not going to have like a really good shot at starting to attack on turn 2, but rather until turn 3. With the price of Bronzor, I don't know why I'm using this Bronzor. Oh, because that's what he used. Okay, so I just inverted the list. That would be why, right? That would be why. Okay, so I do know, right? Oh, I'm going to attach the energy here because otherwise Yveltal could just discard it. I do know that the Power Plant will be pretty useless against my opponent. So I'm just going to go ahead and discard it. Whatever stadium they're using, they're going to get the full benefit out of it. And so I'm choosing to go for Corviknight instead of Crobat because I do have Exciting Stage. I'll draw 2, and then with Intrepid Sword, I'll draw 3 more cards, setting myself up nicely. And I even do find the basic energy, which is fan-freaking-tastic. Very nice. Very nice. Alright. So my opponent is playing Crushing Hammers just like I am. So it's going to be a war of attrition between the hammers. War of attrition between the hammers. There's another alternative. My opponent does discard a Phoebe. So we had some Ascent that would have a really big advantage, but there are enough targets now in play for my opponent to bypass the Samacenta. If I played Samacenta, I probably would have searched for Samacenta instead of the Corviknight right there. But alas, I do not. Now it really sucks that my hand is dead-ish. You can see another hammer, heads, that's fair, right? I think discarding the special energy was actually better because I can Metal Saucer those. My opponent doesn't know I only play 2, right? I'm really surprised it's only 2 saucers. Like, this deck has a little bit of everything, but cutting corners like the Metal Saucers, I don't know. I feel like I would rather just not have hammers, and I would rather have 4 Metal Saucers, a Samacenta, and a 4th Research myself. So my opponent is playing the same stadium as I am. Seems like they missed energy though. And they just bench locked themselves too, which is very peculiar. But I understand the choice to bench that instead of discarding both the Crobat and the Eternatus in terms of filling up the bench for next turn. So my hand's pretty bad. It's still pretty bad. I do flip heads though, so that gives me a turn. I could go Escape Rope and then Boss, which I kind of like, honestly. That way I'll draw an extra 2 cards of Kricketune, and then I'll draw 3 more with the Intrepid Sword. Yeah, I fully expected that, so now I'll bring up the Crobat, and I'll use Exciting Stage for 2 more cards. 2 hammers, alright. And I'm gonna Intrepid Sword. There's a Marnie, there's a Corviknight, and there's my last hammer too. So, I mean, if we get a switch, or an Herballoon and an Energy, we're actually good to go, right? We're actually good to go. Probably getting Marnie here though. So that means all my hammers will be at the bottom. Inaccessibly at the bottom. So now my opponent is no longer bench locked. It was an acceptable risk to take, that's for sure. It was definitely an acceptable risk to take. Puts the damage on the Corviknight because he won't be able to do it after. See the Building Spite. And no Marnie, no Research, okay. And I just casually top deck the Balloon. Alright. So we don't want an energy in play. Right, that's 2 out of 3 hammers. So far we would assume we're gonna lose the last one. Crappy draw. So I will utilize Crobat here because I would like an energy, right? I would absolutely like an energy to just start attacking. This guy has to retreat anyways. I'm not burning that last switch just in case. And I do find the energy, nice. And I got the hammer back. Oh wait, I don't have Bronzong. I don't have Bronzong. I just assumed I was gonna be able to transfer the energy. Okay, the hammer bought me an extra turn though, so that's fine. Technically. The Marnie should help my opponent in setting up. I retreated because I don't want the derail to... Well, actually, leaving the special energy as a distraction would have actually been okay. Alright, so this is where we flip average. No, above average. So we're gonna send a sad face because I'm not happy about flipping above average. Despite how much it happens to me, I don't enjoy it happening to my opponents. So I'm gonna Metal Transfer this here. And then I feel like Station is safe. So the idea here would be Station takes this price card, and then my opponent powers up, and then Corviknight VMAX takes the next prize card, tanks the hit from the Eternatus, and then I fully heal it with Cheryl, right? That's the plan. So it's gonna be slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race right here. 6-Second is understandable. See another energy. No more hammers, right? No more hammers for me. No more hammers for me. Right, we see the Crobat. Crobat for 5. Damage counter on the Station doesn't really make a difference. Alright. So now I go switch here, because why not? If I put the metal goggles, it doesn't save the Station, so I'll just do it here, although technically it doesn't really matter. Is there something better for me to use to take the KO? I should have saved that actually. Look metal with goggles. No, you know what? I'm gonna have the look metal. I'm gonna have it on the bench, and that's where the metal goggles go. Right? That is where the metal goggles go. And then I'm gonna draw one card. Boss? Nah. Energy is acceptable though. And I can transfer these energies over here to save them, to have them safe. And then my opponent might just lose the 2 energies after he attacks me. And I would be okay with that. Having a fully healed board, minus 60 reduction on the look metal, minus 30 on everyone else, and no energy on my opponent's side of the field. So maybe the I'm saying hammers are good here because I flipped 3 heads out of 4. If I had flipped 1, then I would say, maybe it's not so good. Okay, so I do get Marnied out of the Cheryl, but the Cheryl's not the key card, right? The Cheryl's not the super key card. And there's no way for them to one-kill the Corviknight. So I can shuffle my deck and then try to get onto the Cheryl afterwards. Yeah, discarding the energy is definitely the play, I would say. Just completely slows my opponent down. And that's gonna be 5 out of probably 9 energies that they play. So another Eternatus. The 10 damage goes to the Bronzong. And then we see the dragon. Okay. So Cheryl is at the bottom, so that's why I'm gonna play this, right? To shuffle the deck. Then I'm gonna play this because I don't think I'll be needing Pokemon anymore. Go ahead and play this energy, and then we'll go ahead and Marty. So I won't be able to heal the Corviknight this turn, nor the next turn, but that's okay. I can talk away the energy safely from the Corviknight to the Station, because Spiritomb could now KO Corviknight, right? That might be my opponent's plan, and then we go Full Metal Wall. That works. That absolutely works. That absolutely works. Slow and steady, right? Slow and steady. I'm liking this deck already. Too bad fire decks are so good. Like, this deck wouldn't be able to cope with big TCG max pressure for sure. But I mean, maybe we could play like a water deck, like Aurora Energy and Milotic. Well, no, because that doesn't KO big TV. Alright, by promoting the 6 ago, my opponent essentially Ooh. Hammers, Phoebe, and Yell Grunt. So my opponent cutting a few corners here. Gets a head flip, that's fine. With 6 energy in play, I'm not super worried about that. I would have loved to have the Cheryl right here. Now with that stamp in hand, I think I still research, but losing the Eldegoss is also not great. I only have 1 Cheryl. So I could still lose this, I absolutely could still lose this. I absolutely could still lose this. I mean, if I play the escape rope, he just goes out into the other system, right? But maybe he makes a mistake. She makes a mistake, sorry. Yeah. Alright. So Saucer is nice. And so I am going to take this KO. And then it's a matter of, you know what, let's just do it. And then it's just a matter of KOing 1 Eternatus VMAX, which should always be the active Pokemon, so even though I have a boss, it's okay. It's okay I lost the other one. And the Eldegoss. 2 bosses in the discard pile. You'd have to imagine that with Phoebe, Crushing Hammers, and Yell Grunt, my opponent doesn't play 4 boss. Right? That's what you would imagine. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Growing the Spiritomb is super interesting. This could just be boss. No, it's Marnie, okay. So goodbye Cheryl. Darn it. Darn it. Goodbye Cheryl. Okay, now all the good cards are at the bottom of the deck. Now I'm worried. Okay, that's actually a really, really good top decker. Okay, so we're gonna shuffle. And then I'm gonna go ahead and attach. I'm gonna go ahead and Marnie. Alright. So I have boss for game, right? No matter what my opponent KOs next turn, whether it's the Corviknight or the Station, only played 2 Marnies, but I have not a lot of cards. So I go Steel Fist, take the KO, I'm at 2 prices, right? So I don't actually have to KO. I don't actually have to KO the VMAX. All I need is to go boss, KO, Crobat, or Eternatus, or Crobat. And both the Corviknight and the Station can do that. So if my opponent goes boss, he's not using Marnie. If he uses Marnie, I have a chance to redraw the boss. But worst case scenario is getting Marnie, that's for sure. Because I'll have very few chances of finding the boss yet again. I'll have very few chances. Two power plant, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 9 energies. 2 Spiritomb, 3 Sixagon, 1 Evil Doll, 4 Crobat, 4 3 VMAX? Like, you have to cut some corners, right? For the Yell Grunt and the Phoebe. I think it's over. Hard-fought battle for sure. And I feel like we won this one more because of the crushing hammerheads. It's just like fully slowing down my opponent. Alright, no need to mess around. I have this friend, I have the boss on the Crobat, and GMAX Hurricane. Alright, straightforward, solid win. Flipping over average on the on the crushing hammers certainly helped. Flipping average would have accelerated the game by a turn, so maybe the Marnies that my opponent played would have been a little more impactful. I feel like my opponent cut some corners to include the Phoebe and the Yell Grunt, which might have affected her in the beginning. But yeah, only one match in this video since I am running a little bit short on time today. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Try to focus on the analysis rather than on the raging. Hope it's a little better. I'm gonna try and do it, be better, you know? And I will see you in the next video. Bye.